Stretching across the upland valleys of northern Laos, the plain of Jars stands as one of the most enigmatic archaeological landscapes in the world. Scattered across the Zhangquang Plateau, there are thousands of massive stone vessels, some weighing several tons and standing up to 3 meters tall, whose origins and purpose continue to puzzle experts. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2019, the Plain of Jars is both a testament to an ancient, largely unknown civilization and a site shaped by modern history. Hello, everyone. Giant Stonehead here. If you enjoy obscure science and forgotten history, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And now, let's talk about some giant stone jars. The Plain of Jars is located primarily in the Zhangquang province in northeastern Laos, a mountainous region marked by rolling hills, open grasslands, and scattered forests. Archaeologists have identified more than 2,100 stone jars distributed across dozens of sites across the region. The jars vary in size and shape, although most are cylindrical with slightly tapered bodies. They are carved from local materials including sandstone, limestone, granite, and conglomerate. Some jars stand up to 3 meters tall and weigh as much as 20 tons. They are typically arranged in clusters, sometimes numbering in the hundreds, and are often accompanied by stone discs believed to function as lids or perhaps grave markers. Their placement on elevated ridges and slopes suggests deliberate positioning, possibly linked to ritual or ceremonial practices. While local communities have long been aware of the jars, systematic study began in the 1930s with French archaeologist Madeleine Colani. Her work laid the foundation of modern interpretations of the site. Kalani proposed that jars were connected to prehistoric burial practices, a theory supported by her excavation of human remains, pottery, and other artifacts in and around the jars. Subsequent archaeological research has reinforced her conclusions. Modern dating suggests that the jars were created and used during the Iron Age, roughly between 500 BCE and 500 CE, though there's some evidence to show continued use in later periods. Despite decades of research, however, there's many aspects of the jars that remain unclear, most glaringly, the identity of the people who created them. The most widely accepted explanation for the jars is that they are used in mortuary rituals. Archaeologists believe the jars may have played a role in secondary burial practices, in which bodies were initially left to decompose elsewhere before the bones were collected and placed in jars or buried nearby. Excavations have uncovered human bones, burial goods, and ceramics associated with the jars, suggesting a complex funerary system. A significant discovery in recent years revealed human remains inside one of the jars, evidence showing that at least some jars were used directly as burial containers for multiple individuals over time. Alternative theories exist, although they are less supported by archaeological evidence. Some researchers have suggested the jars were used to store food, water, or fermented rice wine. These ideas often draw from local legends rather than scientific findings. One well-known myth describes a race of giants who created the jars to brew rice wine after a great victory. While clearly symbolic, such stories underscore the cultural importance of the site in regional folklore. The construction of the jars represents a remarkable feat of prehistoric engineering. Each jar was carved from solid rock, often sourced from quarries located several kilometers away. Transporting stones of such size across rugged terrain would have required considerable organization and technical skill. Although the exact methods remain unknown, researchers speculate that ancient builders used wooden sledges, rollers, or possibly animal labor to move the stones. The precision of their craftsmanship, evident in smooth surfaces and consistent shapes, suggests the use of specialized tools and techniques developed over generations. The effort involved in quarrying, shaping, and transporting these jars indicates a highly organized society capable of coordinating large-scale labor projects. This raises further questions about the social structure and cultural practices of the people who created them. The Plain of Jars is one of the most important prehistoric sites in Southeast Asia. It offers rare insight into a civilization for which little written or material evidence survives. The jars are part of a broader mortuary landscape that includes burial pits, stone markers, and other archaeological features, suggesting a sophisticated system of beliefs surrounding death and the afterlife. Artifacts recovered from the site, including glass beads and ceramics, indicate that the region was connected to a wider trade network across Southeast Asia. These findings suggest that the society responsible for the jars was far from isolated. Rather, they engaged in cultural and economic exchanges with neighboring regions. The site's enduring mystery continues to attract scholars and visitors alike. The combination of monumental scale, mysterious origins, and the cultural significance makes it one of the most compelling archaeological landscapes in the world. In addition to its ancient significance, the Plain of Jars bears the scars of modern conflict. During the Vietnam War, the region became one of the most heavily bombed areas in the world as part of a covert U.S. military campaign. Millions of cluster bombs were dropped, many of which failed to detonate. This legacy of unexploded ordnance continues to pose a serious threat to local communities and researchers. Large portions of the site remain unsafe and inaccessible, limiting archaeological exploration. Despite ongoing clearance efforts by international organizations, less than 10% of the jar sites have been fully studied due to safety concerns. The image depicts markers placed by the Mine Advisory Group indicating on the white side that the area was cleared of explosives, while on the red side has yet to be cleared. The presence of unexploded ordnance adds a sobering dimension to the site, linking its ancient past to the more recent history of conflict in Southeast Asia. In 2019, the Plain of Jars was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site under the name Megalithic Sites in Xinjiang. This recognition highlights the site's global importance and a need for preservation. UNESCO has emphasized protecting both the jars themselves and the surrounding landscape. Conservation efforts include managing tourism, preventing environmental damage, and supporting ongoing research. Increased international attention has also brought funding and resources to help preserve the site for future generations. Despite decades of study, the Plain of Jars remains only partially understood. Advances in scientific techniques, including radiocarbon dating and geochemical analysis, are helping researchers to refine timelines and better understand the origins of the jars. Recent discoveries, such as the identification of quarry sites and the analysis of human remains, have provided new insights into how the jars were made and used. However, many questions remain unanswered. Who were the builders? What beliefs motivated their work? And how did they fit into the broader cultural landscape of Southeast Asia? As more land is cleared of unexploded ordnance and new excavations are conducted, archaeologists hope to uncover further evidence that will shed light on these enduring mysteries. The Plain of Jars stands as a powerful testament to human ingenuity and cultural complexity. Its thousands of massive stone vessels continue to inspire curiosity, debate, and research. While significant progress has been made in understanding the site, it remains one of Southeast Asia's most intriguing archaeological enigmas. The interplay between ancient tradition and modern history adds a further depth to its significance. As ongoing research reveals new findings, the Plain of Jars promises to provide valuable insights into a civilization that has long since vanished, but left behind a remarkable and enduring legacy. But what do you think? Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll be posting here weekly. If there's anything you'd like me to cover next, let me know. Until next time, thanks so much for watching.